What's going on, guys? Let me know if you can hear me. Awesome. Hey, Hidden. What's going on, dude? Alright, so let's check it out. We got Hidden in the chat. We got Dave Langer. Good to see Dave Langer. Kazia88. It's been a minute. Says, hello, guys. Panda, it's been a while. It has been a while. We got Remus. Remus was the first in the chat. Remus is my man. Hidden, so I found a spot I'm going to be building my base at, man. I've just got like a little shelter here right now while I grind out some materials to do something a little bit more extravagant. Yeah, Remus, you can join. Give me just 1 second and I'll bring you on the party chat. Yeah, I mean, no, I agree, Dave. But they did make the oceans bigger. So, like, the oceans are deeper. In certain areas, they're, like, scary deep. You can't even see the top, really. So... Oh yeah, there's parts that are like really deep, man. Alright, give me 1 second, guys. I'm gonna go ahead and bring Remus in. Kazuya says, Panda, did you enjoy Next and The Abyss? I barely had time to play it the last couple of months. Yeah, man, it completely changes the Next in particular if you haven't really dabbled. Obviously changes the entire scope of like No Man's Sky, like just the way everything feels, the way everything looks, the way it performs with unlimited base building, all that kind of stuff. And then Next is just another step in the right, or The Abyss is just another step in the right direction with the deeper oceans and shit like that. You know, a lot more ocean fauna and flora. We get a submarine now and stuff like that. So it's pretty sweet, man. Thank God that storm is clearing. That was pissing me off.
Yo.
Alright, so you can't really tell right now, but the way the base is going to end up looking is that's going to be all my landing platforms there and sort of like my entry building. This concrete platform is going to sort of go around and do like a semicircle, and it kind of encompass this landmass here. It's a small little island, and then I'm going to do like a you know how you can plant the trees, so I'm going to be planting some trees here. They're going to sort of create like a walkway that goes this way and takes like a 90-degree turn, and then it's going to go down into the ocean where I'll have sort of like an underwater observatory. So it's kind of hard to imagine now, but I've got it in my head. I know what it's going to ultimately end up looking like, and I'm pretty excited to make it. So, Fook, yeah. Kazuya says, cool. Of course, I saw all the videos from MZK and the other No Man's Sky content creators. I just need more time, lol. Yeah, yeah, exactly. You got to play it, man. Just give yourself an hour one day, but you got to play it.
You know, one thing that I really
like Dave, I was going to buy Red Dead Redemption last night, but I couldn't make up my mind on what I wanted to do. I didn't know if I wanted to buy just the regular one, because it's like $60, or if I wanted to buy like the ultimate edition for like 99. I didn't know if it was worth it, so I was like, late. I've had too many gin and tonics. Let me go to sleep and wake up with a clear mind and think about this. And honestly, I won't really have a lot of time to like really dive into Red Dead until next week. So it's like I don't really need to spend it right now. The ultimate isn't worth it. I figured I'd probably just get the basic one. But yeah.
Yeah, I saw this advert where it was like pre-order it at this shop and you get exclusive story mode content, something like that. Did you get that also? The ad?
Yeah, hidden. I think that's what I'm gonna do, man. I think I'm gonna get the basic.
Hello?
Well, I don't think I'm gonna buy the physical copy. I think I'm gonna buy the digital. Well, actually, no. I'm gonna buy the physical because I get a discount at work. Actually, it would be stupid of me to buy the digital. What's going on, Sword? Oh, you know what? I still haven't got used to this new headset, guys. Hold on. I have the game volume turned all the way up, which explains why I can't hear this. Hey, Remus.
Hello?
Hey, sorry if I was like talking right over you, dude. Like, I had my game volume turned all the way up, and I was just going.
Yep, it's okay. So what do you think about the update so far?
Um, Honestly, I think it's probably my favorite update of all of them.
It's added more to explore.
Yeah, and that's sort of I've been desperately wanting a reason to explore the depths in No Man's Sky, and this gives me the perfect reason. And it looks very alien, in the water, and that's what I really like. I feel like I don't know, the exploration element of it is I can't explain it. I just really like it. I like it so much more than the previous updates. Having the little submarine or like underwater cave, you can scan for crash freighters and crash ships and things like that, which is really cool. Like ruins. Which is where I'm headed right now. Hell yeah, Sword, you got a new car? Congrats, man. Dave Linger says what they did on land and they just need to do in space now. Yeah, no, I agree. What do you think about space, Remus? What's a way that they can improve space in your opinion?
Well, uh, I don't know, just add more stuff to do, like battles. You know, like Elite Dangerous, how you can go to certain places to, like, a certain thing happens. Yeah, something like that.
Right, sort of like I don't know if you've ever played Eve Online, but this is my dream, and I don't think they'll ever be able to accomplish this just the way the game works. Maybe I'm wrong. They've surpassed what I thought their capabilities were at this point, but I want to see space open up and become much more immersive, like Elite Dangerous, where you have to position yourself toward a star before warping there, and that the warp animation is more than just like a wormhole type thing, but you're actually it looks as though you're traveling through space at a very high rate of speed. I would like space to be more open. I want the star to be something that's an object in the system. Um, stuff like that. I don't think that it's ever going to get to that level, but I would like to see that. It would give me more reasons to explore space. Just open it up a bit, open up the skybox.
Yeah.
But No Man's Sky is a whole lot more fun to play than Elite Dangerous. I get very bored. I play it from time to time, and usually for no more than about a half an hour to 45 minutes. I get very bored very quickly with Elite Dangerous.
Well, me, I like long drawn out simple tasks most of the time. Well, not most of the time. In Elite Dangerous, it's okay because I'm doing something for a goal. But in like this game where I'm just waiting for plants to grow for 2 days, that's not fun. You get what I mean?
Right.
Like half an hour for 10 mil, or just 2 days to get one plant so that you can make like 1 million off a seller.
Right. Well, see, that's why I don't do like a lot of farming. Like in the previous versions of the game, when I didn't really have a lot of money, me and Hidden built like a few bases that we would travel back and forth together and like raid each other's farms and make circuit boards and things like that. And that's sort of like how we made our first billion or whatever. But I don't really like to do that anymore. It's too grindy. And what I really like to do is recently I like base building. I was playing around with some of the base building mechanics last night, and I kind of got the hang of how things get put together. And I was like, okay, now I want to build a base. So that's my new thing. I'm probably going to crack out really hard and build a base.
What are you gonna do? Build an underwater base?
I totally ran out of fuel and then just lost control of myself. Hold on.
Oh god, I can see you.
Yeah.
It's a shame I can't get out of my ship and get closer.
It's gonna be partially underwater. So I picked a little island, and it's like very small. Like you can barely fit two ships on it. And I'm gonna encompass it like in a semicircle around a portion of the island, around the outside of it, and then I'm gonna have like a little small forest in the middle part of the island, like where the actual land part is, and then I'm gonna have an observation deck that goes down into the
Nice.
water. So because where my base is, the water's relatively deep and it would look cool. So
Like, me, I think once I get enough resources, I'm gonna go full Subnautica and make a fully underwater base.
there you go. And I mean, I like that you can do that now. It almost takes away the reason to play Subnautica.
No, it doesn't. The
Yeah, it
underwater
totally
in that game
does.
is much more stuff. I mean, I haven't even played the game, so I can't say anything. Just disregard whatever I say.
I haven't played it either, but I'm just saying it right now with absolutely no evidence. No, I'm kidding.
Say, have you heard of a game called Boundless?
I've heard of it, and I've been wanting to look into it, but I have not dabbled.
Well, I have the game, and let me tell you something. It's like Minecraft and No Man's Sky had a baby, and then it, yeah, that's basically it. Oh, and there was also a love affair with an MMO, and they don't know whose baby it is, so it's just a Minecraft MMO. No
So
Man's Sky just crossed together and stuff.
so what do you do in the game exactly?
You do what you want. You can be a builder, a crafter, a trader, a miner, and other stuff that I don't remember.
Hmm.
But basically, the the highlight of my time with Boundless is that one time I found an abandoned base and it had valuable stuff in it. And with it, there are like beacons that you claim for your base, and if the fuel runs out and you don't refuel them, they can basically be your stuff can be taken by other players. So I done that. And the other highlight was when I logged off and had half my base destroyed because it was outside of my beacon.
Oh, that's shitty.
Yeah.
It
Oh,
looks like Dave Langer said he could give you 1 billion units.
I already have a billion.
Well, there you go.
I mean, Sword gave me stasis devices. Thanks, Sword. And yeah, I'm a billionaire.
Yeah, stasis devices are worth quite a bit of money. I have a couple ships that are just loaded to the brim with stasis devices. Because I'm at 2.1 billion right now. If I went to the what do you call it? Like if I went to the space station and like sold all the ones I have, I would probably max out the amount of money. I think like the max is still 4 billion, right? That you can have.
I think.
I think it is, yeah. But I'm having trouble spending the 2 billion I have. I bought freighters, new ships, all of the resources and stuff that I need all the time, and it's like I'm still at 2.1 billion. It's like I can't seem to break 2.1. So I'm
Do you
like,
know what we need?
what's that?
More stuff to buy.
We do. No, we totally do. There needs to be. They really need to ramp up the customization aspects, and I think it's coming. I think they're going to do that, but that's really what we need. Like, we need to be able to buy ship parts, ship components, ship customization stuff. What I've noticed is that the physical customization aspects of the game right now have no cost associated with them, which is nice, particularly for new players, but it's not very rewarding, you know. So I want to be able to change the physical appearance of my exocraft, and it needs to cost me money. That way I have a reason to spend it, because really the only thing I spend that money on, now that I have pretty much everything is S-class, including my freighter, with, good stats, there's nothing else for me to buy, except resources for, building shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, Dave Langer says we need shipbuilding. Exactly. Exactly.
Like having to buy like an engine block and wings and like stuff like that for shipbuilding would be nice.
Oh, yeah. Well, you know how like on Elite Dangerous, like when you add stuff like hard points and things like that, they show up on your ship. Like you
Yeah.
can see the weapons that you mount and like things like that. Like I want like more of that. Like I want to see more of that in this game. Also, I want different cockpits. I'm getting really tired. The cockpits have not really changed since the beginning of the game. It's the same, like since 2016. It's the same cockpits. What the fuck is that?
We have four different types of cockpits. That's it.
Yeah, and they're all the same. There's no other iterations of each one. They're all basically the same, which I have a massive problem with. I, I don't like flying in first person anymore because I tire of the cockpits. we've had all these big sweeping updates with all these huge changes, which, I'm not complaining at all. But I'm just saying, somewhere in there, I would have liked them to throw in a different warp animation and like some damn cockpits or something. You know, the hell is this? Refracted light. Whoa, what the fuck? I hear a voice, soft but insistent, growing even louder as I linger before the ancient altar. It flows closer, the water rushing about me, demanding I listen to its tale. Okay, accept the waves. Was that like a shell? The voice of the shell.
It's the holy shell. Whatever it does,
Yeah,
whatever it says, you must do.
apparently. I went down to the beach today. There's something about the sea at this time of year. It draws you in, distorts your sense of time. Salty frost on stubby grass and sand blowing off the tops of the dunes. No one else for miles. People love the sound of waves, but it takes gray skies and high winds to really feel it, to understand their never-ending crash, the drum they beat upon land, or beat upon the land. It makes me shiver. Okay? I pull back and the roar of the ocean subsides as the light in the ruin fades. I find an ancient key, perfect despite its age. The fuck's an ancient key? Trident key number 1. Or times 1. The fuck? Trident key.
Are you still doing the story? Is it something to do with that?
It might be. I need to see what this trident key is. I randomly scanned for a ruin, so if I did something regarding this story, it was totally by accident. It's only worth 1,000 units. Huh. I gotta figure out what that is. Catch up with the chat real quick. Dave Langer says space combat needs to take a page from Everspace. Yeah, I wanna give Everspace a try. ED is a trucking sim in space. Yeah. Planet rotation and orbit is needed too. Exactly, Dave. Especially around a star that you can visit, I think would be really nice. Um, I did notice when you add stuff to your sub, it actually shows up on it now. Yep, might be why we haven't seen it yet. I bet they're waiting. Could be hidden. It could be that they're like releasing things like bit by bit, right, just to keep us entertained. Like, obviously they have a game plan. I think there's a lot of things that have already been developed that they're probably playtesting and they're probably like, working the kinks and stuff out on that like they already know about, right? But it's just they can't like dump everything on one go because we'd stop playing it. This is how they keep us playing. If you look at the list of stuff Hello Games gave us and ask what we want the most, that is the stuff they are working on. We can cross off better water environments. Yeah, they look really good. I'm super happy with the way that the underwater environments look. Hello Games said they had 2 updates ready, and this was one of them. Wonder if we get the next one sooner than 3 months from now. I think that they're going to do it, Dave, at the end of one season of community events. So we had the first season of community events that ended, and then we had the Abyss. And then I think we're going to have the second season of community events, and when that ends, we're going to have the next one. Yeah? What do you think?
Do you know what I've noticed from watching streams and playing the game? Like, now oceans have like the same animals in them. Like, you see the same type.
Right.
I'm not talking about like just fish. Like, I see the same stingray looking things, the same jellyfish, and it's kind of like weird, but they
You
have better
mean
animation, so
you mean from like planet to planet?
yeah, like what I see.
Yeah, I mean most of the creatures in general in this game all look fairly similar. Um, which I don't mind too bad, really. Yeah, variation could definitely help, but also like if you think of like the way that like animals would evolve in an environment that would be like similar to like what we would need on Earth, they would probably evolve in a similar way. So
Yeah.
it would, it doesn't bother me too bad that they look the same. But all right, what the fuck's this thing? There we go.
Do you see where I'm
I need to
circling
get.
with my ship? I want you
You're
to come over here.
you're circling.
Yeah.
Let me surf. Oh, there you go.
Below me there are like glowy things, and I want you to destroy one of them. Depends on how far away you are. Crap, that thing moves faster than me, so.
Yeah, it's pretty quick.
See that thing that's below me? Like, the metal, I mean not the glowy balls attached to the rock. I want you to destroy one of them.
What, right here?
Yes.
I'm just getting ferrite out of that.
Oh. Ah, come on, I thought that was something different. Ah, never mind. I was trying to see if an abyssal horror would attack you.
Well, I don't know. Where's my vessel? Oh, there it is. Aren't the abyssal horrors those like eyeball things that you get their eyeballs when you kill them?
I thought they were those, like, shark anglerfish things.
Oh, I don't know. Maybe I just haven't seen it yet then. See it, Kazuya?
Oh god, I'm being attacked by one right now. You have to pick it up.
Oh, you like what? Hit square?
Yeah.
Got Sandarin Pillay in the chat. What's going on, Sandarin? Thanks for stopping by. John Hall in the chat. What's going on, John Hall? I played with John Hall and Stark, Wolf, and Sword yesterday on this very planet. That was a good time. Dave Langer said that creature variation was on that list of things that Hello Games was working on, and that Hello Games said there are 5 different types of underwater biomes. Okay, very cool. Dave Langer says they need to take out drop-in. I guess drop-in multiplayer. At this point, I don't really mind it. It hasn't really bothered me. I guess I don't have any assholes jumping in the game. I used to hide whenever I was like playing or whatever the case was, but I've had no issues with anybody, so I haven't had to do that. So I now it shows that I'm on, that people can join whenever they want. I think all the griefers just got taken care of pretty quickly. I think it became very obvious the community didn't want that, and I haven't seen anybody doing it, at least not to me. Have you had anybody come in Remus and fuck up your shit?
No.
Yeah, I don't mind drop-in. And if somebody drops in that I don't want, I just kick them out. So. Six minutes away from whatever this is here in this mission. I guess I'm completing the, or doing the quest for this, underwater ship. John Hall says, working and lurking, bro. Hump day, mofo. Hell yeah. My weekend was actually the last 2 days, so this is my Monday. Oh, I mean, take out the drop in if they go back to making the closer you get to the center, the weirder stuff gets. So it gives us reason to travel to the center. Oh, gotcha. I've given up hope, Dave Langer, on anything to do with the center. I'm just not that interested. I never have been. There's just not enough of a reward there. And they'd have to do a lot of work to attract me to travel toward the center. Because like my hub is basically on the far edge of the Delta Quadrant. Like I'm not even anywhere close to the center.
The
And I and
center
I
is alive.
and I don't. Yeah, the center is a lie. The Atlas tricks you to go there to reset yourself. I think really that's the whole point of it. I think that was all it was ever meant to be.
But what was the point of the whole build-up? Just to annoy people?
That's true. I mean, they said that there were supposed to be like things that happened and things got more intense as you got closer to the center and creatures got weirder. Damn, there's that rain. It's been raining so much here. I've never seen this part of Texas rain like this ever. We've had record-breaking rain this year, and I hope it's because it's going to lead to a cold winter because we need it. The reproductive stages of the bugs and like it's the whole like I don't care what anybody says. It's not a political thing. It's part of global warming. Our summers are longer. We're having record-breaking heat year after year after year. Every year is a record hotter year than the previous year. And the bugs are coming out sooner in the year than they're supposed to. And then they're breeding earlier. And then that's causing a lot of bad infestations. We have fucking wasps everywhere, and ants, and roaches, and gnats, and mosquitoes. You know, and then I'm hoping that this rain is a sign that like we're gonna have more of a wintry, winter than in previous years. So at least I hope. Oh, the phone's ringing. Let's see what that is. I get so many spam calls about my fucking vehicle warranty being out. Like, it's like, no, it's not out. My car's still in warranty, and my other car got stolen. Stop calling me.
Once I got a call saying that I was in a car crash. That was news to me.
Did that actually happen?
Yes.
That's pretty crazy. Dave Langer said, yeah, that is when they fix space. They need to make things different from the center to the outer edge. Yeah, no, you're absolutely right. They've done a couple things right, Dave, when it comes to space. Like, I like what the black holes do. I like how they have a random drop-off zone within a particular circle perimeter. So, it drops you off the same distance from the center, but you could end up in any quadrant, right? Randomly, you can sort of play like a black hole roulette type thing. I like what the black holes do, and as far as like navigationally, and I want to see more things like that: black holes, wormholes. I want to see. I just want space to open up. I don't care if it's like a little animated cutscene where you get to control your ship or something. I don't give a shit. But I want it to feel more open. Hidden always explained it the best. He always said the problem right now is that it breaks the immersion. When you're traveling in space in No Man's Sky, it breaks the immersion. You can't steer in pulse drive. You can't visit the star, and you can't leave the system you're in without opening up your star map and selecting a different one. And it doesn't even matter if there's a planet in front of you. When you pick it, you just warp. And they need to just add a bit more immersion to that. Like, it highlights a point in the sky. You turn towards that point and then warp, or something, just to keep the immersion that you are traveling a distance. Maybe I'm asking for too much.
You know how No Man's Sky has that whole seamless travel thing? Yeah.
What do you mean?
Boundless actually. You know how they advertised No Man's Sky as having seamless, seamless no loading screens when the warp screen is literally just a loading screen.
Yeah, it actually that's exactly what it is.
Well, one thing that Boundless does well is that its portals to other planets. You just walk through them and then you're there.
They instantly load up.
It takes like a second or two for the portal to actually load the other side. But once you walk through, you're there.
Well, you know, like a what's it called? In the Portal trailer for No Man's Sky way back in the day, it showed that they walked through a portal and they immediately ended up on the other side. I don't think that would be that hard to do, right? Because you have to dial the portal address in, which is an address to a specific location. It goes to a specific portal on a specific planet in a specific system in a specific area of the galaxy, right? So I don't think it would be that difficult for the game to already preload that world on the other side, so that when you walk through the portal, because you have that portal animation where that sort of phallus gooey thing comes out, and then you walk through, and then it's another load screen. Well, that animation after you submit the address, and then that gooey thing sort of like launches out, and it does that whole thing. That could be the loading animation, right? And so then
Yeah.
now you just walk through the portal and you're immediately on the other side of the portal. I think that would be sort of a clever way of doing that. I don't think it would be particularly hard for them to do, but then again, I'm not a game developer, so I don't know the mechanics behind that. But I feel like I don't know. I don't know what I'm saying. I just feel like I just need that. I need that thing right now. Wait, hold on. John Hall says too many discoveries at the center too, and they gave and the grave of Rainbow Sherbert. Yeah. Cuz Walt says happy Halloween, you crazies. Oh, that's right. It is Halloween Day, isn't it? Happy Halloween.
Oh yeah,
Totally
it's
forgot.
spooky day.
Fuck yeah, Cuz Walt. Good to see you, man. Dave Langer says yes. Something like 8 out of the last 10 years have been the hottest on record. Yeah, yeah, that it has. There was in the United States, man. There was a town in Alaska that had over like 10,000 people in it. It was a little small town that people have been living there for forever. But the glacial melt flooded the town. All 10,000 people had to evacuate and move. That area is underwater now. It's not there. I mean, this has happened just in the last couple of years. There's an island off the coast of India that um, their people actually had to completely leave the island. You know, that they had to move into mainland India, which India is becoming incredibly stressed right now in terms of it's already got a massive population, and then people are moving from the coastal areas more inland towards the major cities, which are already overly densely populated, and it's because of the issues with rising water. So, you know, but some people will have you believe that it's a hoax perpetrated by the Chinese government. I'm not going to get into that. David Langer says, I got a warranty call 3 times in the past week. Dude, it's pretty aggressive where I'm at. Like, I get it a lot. Like, I'm talking multiple times a day. And I'll add it to the do not call list, like with my cell phone carrier, but then they'll just call from a different number. It's really fucked up. Cuz Walt says, I will in about a month just spent money on BO4. What's BO4?
Black Ops 4.
Black Ops 4. Okay. Got it. If they change black holes, it's not random anymore from what I've heard. Oh, they changed black holes, it's not random anymore. See, I haven't gone into a black hole since next, so I might have to play around with that. Wizard 3032, man, what's going on, dude? Says never fear, Wizard and his fanner are here. Fuck yes, Wizard. Thank you. Thank you for dropping in. Dave King says, my main man Panda, how's things? Hey chat, what's going on, Dave King? Welcome back. Long time no see. Dave Langer says, yeah, even watching Ice Road Truckers, you see how warm it is now, lol. They are just spoofing numbers. Yeah, I mean, you can't. Numbers don't lie. I mean, it is what it is, you know. Math isn't political. Fuck. That eyeball thing. I'm tempted to kill it. I don't think I have the weaponry to support killing it. Where is it? There we go. Shit.
I'm just doing some single player so that I can actually get the submarine and join you.
I want that eye. I think my blaze javelin's strong enough I could probably kill it with one shot, actually. If I get it dead on. There we go. The blaze javelin, when used properly, is a fucking awesome weapon. When equipped with the right upgrades. Dave King says, shoot it when the eye is open. Yep, figured that one out.
I've played enough Legend of Zelda to know that things with big glowy eyes are bad.
Yeah, they do make it sort of obvious, don't they? A world of green skies and an obsidian moon. It is my world. It has to be. All claimed it did not exist. And here I am, reading of its supposed destruction, reading of an impossible paradox of time and cataclysm. I need to get back. It is the only purpose I have left. Surely you can understand that. Certainly can. It was then that my voice helped me. It was then that I learned of the portals. I discovered something coded. Oh, yeah, that's typical. Shit, aid me on my journey. Cool, cool, cool. Got some nanites. John Hall says, Blaze Javelin for the win. Yes. Yes, indeed. Blade Javelin goes hard in the paint, as the youngins say. I wish they added a Kraken from the underwater horror. The eye thing is kind of lame in my opinion. Yeah, but this game I think is supposed to be for everybody. There's a lot of people that play it from like adults to like children. So I think they don't want to make things too scary, but I think it would be a good idea that when you're underwater, that there is something like lurking, like a big serpent type thing that like presents a lot of danger. I agree with you, Dave Langer. I really would like to see that. I don't think the eyeball thing is lame. I mean, anything that's new to me is not lame. And there's a lot of new things with this update. But yeah, it's not sort of what I would have hoped it to have been. But everything else I enjoy, so I'm not going to nitpick that particular thing. Dave Langer says a giant squid would have been dope. Yeah, absolutely. They should have put whales in. I agree, Wizard. I agree. That would have been really cool.
Listen, the only reason, if they add giant tentacle monsters, then they have to add anime girls. It's just a rule.
I don't know about that, man.
I mean, yeah, this game is for 7 and up, so probably not.
Yeah. Yeah, they got to be careful what they add. They're going for a wide audience, yeah. It's not like Grand Theft Auto where you can like pull over and get a hooker and then kill it when you kill her when you're done or something. It's like it's got it's like more kid friendly, right? So find the remains of the crew.
That you land on the planet, take all its resources and kill all the animals and take off. But it's okay because their blood is green.
It's pretty horrible, man. Please don't be too far away. I hope this one is not too far away like the other one was. That other one was fucking far. Okay, 4 minutes. Whew. I was scared that was going to be far. I think I'm like really far from my ship actually. That's okay. I would love giant Godzilla-like monsters. Yeah, that would be cool. Speaking of which, you got to see the creatures on this planet. One of the things I love about this particular planet, and why I made it the capital planet, is that it has one, the terrain is just really cool. I love the mountains, the landscape, the way that it's set up. Um, this planet has continents, and then large oceans, as you can tell, very large oceans, with like little islands here and there. Uh, so the landscape is really nice in that um, it sort of is more realistic to me in the sense that there's tons of ocean with small islands and then large land masses, which you would call continents in particular, in certain areas. But when you find those land masses, the mountains are really cool. They go really high. If it's uploaded, I'll show you what Sword built here on this planet, which looks really neat, and the vantage point of it's awesome. John Hall has brought his Rainbow Sherbet circuit board farm here. Sword built a circuit board farm. Starkwolf is building something, and then Boyd Gaming is going to be building a base here as well for the Free Delta. So, but yeah, it's this planet's really cool. But one of my favorite things, going back to that, is on the land. There's these bipedal creatures that they're sort of these really tall, giant walking things, and they're really cool looking. And there's like 2 or 3 different kinds of them, and they're just sort of walking around doing stuff, and they're really cool looking creatures. It's probably one of my favorite things about this planet.
Oh,
and and they're
you know that.
everywhere. They're not rare. They're just walking around. It's like the Delta version of the Diplo, which is I think what John called it last night.
Do you
What were
remember
you gonna
that
say?
trailer where there was a crashed ship underwater? Like
Yeah,
that. Yeah, they added crashed ships underwater, and I found one that if it was yellow, it would look just like the one from that trailer.
yeah. I put a beacon at one on this planet yesterday. It's a fighter. It doesn't have a lot of slots, but it's a really cool fighter. It's like got the X-wing style cockpit, but it's got 59% damage increase, which I think is like the maximum that it can have. It's got really good stats as far as fighters are concerned. And I bet if you look hard enough, because when you get your submarine, you can actually scan specifically for crash ships, and they're supposed to have better stats than what you would find on land.
Oh, that's nice.
Which is good, because then it would give you a reason to go below the surface to find it. Damn, there was a cave back there I really wanted to drive this through, and I totally forgot and neglected to go through it. That's one thing I want to use this vessel for, is to explore underwater caves with it. Damn, I need to get another fuel modification for this thing. I run out of fuel way too fast. I need salt and carbon. Alright, that gives me cryophosphate and salt. Okay, hopefully that was enough to make this thing. And more salt. I hate that the computer repeatedly tells me the inventory is full. It's like I got it the first time. I mean, that thing talks a lot less than it used to, but it's still pretty irritating.
Oh, I remember at release when it used to remind you that your life support was low at every time it went down by 25%.
Yeah, yeah, I remember that too. And I like that when you craft stuff now, you can craft multiples at one time. Because when I was in the business of making circuit boards in this game, every little thing I would craft, it'd be like item crafted, item, or whatever the fuck it says, and it would just keep saying it, and I'm like knocking out 20 circuit boards, and it's saying it every time I like whip something together, Just what I would do is I would put all the volume to mute, and then play it because I just hated the sound of it. Can I kill it by driving into it? Oh, nope. That was a good try. Oh, the man, missed out on the chat here. Hello Games playtested the big sandworms everybody raved about, but they were fun and would one-shot you. As cool as the Kraken is, I think it falls under that category. Yeah, certainly does. I really would like to see meteor showers or huge comets you could land on and build bases, take a ride across the galaxy. It could happen. Love No Man's Sky. I don't know about the comets or the landing on the asteroids and building bases. That would be cool. I would actually like that, just sort of like having like an outpost on an asteroid in an asteroid belt somewhere. I don't see it happening, but it would be really neat. Um, Now, the thing about meteor showers or huge comets, I would love to be able to see that from the planet's surface. When you're looking up at the sky, just seeing, periodic shooting stars, I think would add a really cool element to the game. Just every now and again, just ones that shoot by, or like a little meteor shower of them would be really really cool. If you spend any number of minutes looking up the sky here on Earth, you'll see a shooting star, probably several, in the span of like 30 minutes to an hour. So I think that would be a cool feat of game. Um, Wizard says I'd love giant because I like monsters. Yeah, I love that comment. I really think that would be cool. They could have super rare resources on the comet. Yeah, yeah. There needs to be certain resources that are really dangerous to obtain but highly valuable to encourage you to obtain them. Um, No Man's Sky is Minecraft in space model. Yeah, pretty much. They'll be fleshing out the game for years to come. Yeah, and I watched, I think it was an IGN video or something like that, where they talked to Sean Murray, and this is how the game is going to be. It's going to have all these free updates. The game's going to speak for itself. I think they're going to be able to add new players over time by just making the game better and better and adding more and more reasons to play, and attracting more and more people to buying digital or retail copies. I think that's their sort of long-term game plan, because it doesn't seem like they want to do any DLC. But yeah, they're going to be making this game for years and years. It's like Minecraft. Um, I agree with that 100%. Wizard says, I'm wondering if they will continue to update it after the PS5 comes out. Yeah, I hope that they add the cross-play aspect of it, or whatever it is, where like for example, if you have PlayStation Plus and they do a deal on a game for PlayStation 3 that is also available for PlayStation 4, that you can play that copy on both consoles. There's a few
Oh,
games.
backwards compatibility.
Well, yeah, but there's not every game with PlayStation can do that, but there's certain games where if you own the digital copy, you also of the PS3 version, you also have the PS4 version, and vice versa. And not every game is like that. You'd have to buy the separate PlayStation 3 one, but there's a few. And I would hope that they would do that with No Man's Sky. Let's say that the PS5 comes out and you buy a PS5. I would hope that your purchase and save of the PlayStation 4 version of No Man's Sky could transition to the PlayStation 5. Because I would hate to lose all these, hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of hours of progress here, for on a new console. But depending on how powerful the PlayStation 5 would be, it might be worth starting over. Could you imagine what this game would look like on a next generation console and what they would be able to do with it? I mean, it would be crazy. All of those bipedal dudes were sleeping yesterday. Weird. Yeah, Sword was putting them to sleep. The fucker. Dave King says, I was watching Ivy Mike stream yesterday and sharks were hunting and munching other fish. Creature behavior has been totally revamped. Yeah, you're absolutely right. I was watching, I don't remember seeing that yesterday, but I didn't watch the entirety of Ivy Mike's stream, but I was watching it yesterday. I don't remember seeing that, though. I still feel there needs to be more space elements. Planets now are loads better, but still lacks. I think planets are significantly better than they've been in the past, and by quite a lot. I'm quite happy with where planets are. I want to see more variation of biomes on a single planet. Meaning, I want to see a planet that has a desert and like a tropical sort of area, or a planet that has a snowy part of it, but also has like a temperate climate part of it. You know what I mean? I want to see multiple biomes on one planet. I think that would be really cool. So like you would fly into a system and there might be a dead planet with a tropical moon, and then you might have a radioactive planet with a scorched moon, or several moons, and then you would have an Earth-like planet with multiple biomes. I mean, right now each biome is its own planet type, but they can sort of converge those and really get creative with it. I don't know. They need to think bigger for space, though, like terraformers and planet harvesters. I mean, I think stuff like that will come eventually, right? You have autonomous mining units, and you have gas harvesters, and those kind of things. I think that that they're well on the way to sort of creating some of that stuff. I'm surprised other developers haven't asked to add their own work to No Man's Sky. I think like No Man's Sky / Horizon Zero Dawn. Yeah, I mean, for a lot of people that don't know, Horizon Zero Dawn uses a lot of procedural generation in that game, which is one of the reasons why you can have a world that big, that rich in detail, without taking up hundreds of gigabytes on your SSD or whatever. But if you look at like Red Dead Redemption 2, that game's like 90 something gigs, but let's say 100 gigs, but it also has elements of procedural generation as well. I think procedural generation is being used a lot more in video games, and after No Man's Sky, it's going to become an integral component of video games because you can get a lot done with very little memory. But yeah, and that's sort of my 2 cents on that. The jump from the base Xbox One to the Xbox One X will be how big the jump from PS4 to PS5 is. I mean, I have a PS4 Pro right now, and I have an Xbox, and I'll tell you this, I can't really tell the difference. I can't really tell the difference between the Xbox One X and PS4 Pro in most games. Some games you can tell by the frame rate. The frame rate can be a lot more stable with certain games on the Xbox One X, but there's not really a huge difference. But yeah, I can concur that when I went from base PS4 No Man's Sky to PS4 Pro No Man's Sky in 4K with HDR, it was like I bought it. It was like No Man's Sky 2, like the visual difference. And I would imagine with the PlayStation 5, it would be even more crazy than that. It's kind of hard to believe how far they've gotten console gaming in terms of like the visual fidelity of it. I mean, when you look at like God of War 4, Horizon Zero Dawn, Red Dead Redemption 2, like these sorts of titles, when you look at what graphically, it's like a PC game. You know what I mean? It's like hard to believe your little $350 machine underneath your TV can like make a game look that good. Sandarin says it's 102 gigabytes, including the recent update. Yeah, I mean, that's a huge game. Caldy Z74 says that cloud gaming, baby. Cloud gaming. I think I've heard of that, but I don't know much about that. You should comment sort of how that works if you can, Caldy. And welcome to the chat, by the way. That's not the same as like when you stream a game, right? Like using PlayStation Now or something. Not familiar with cloud-based gaming. It's not exactly next gen until they completely redo all the hardware with the latest chips and RAM, etc. Red Dead is the first game you can really tell. Because it's you'll notice with console games that they over time they get better and better and better on the same hardware because the games are becoming more and more highly optimized and specialized for that platform and making better use of what's available. Whereas with like PC, they have so many different compatibility things to consider. I think that when they're developing for a console, all the consoles all have the same hardware pretty much. So they're able to like, I don't know, I guess like develop more deeply because the hardware isn't going to change. They don't have to consider other hardware. They'll find ways of making the best use out of what they have. That's why when you look at like The Last of Us on PlayStation 3 and GTA 5 on PlayStation 3, and then you look at what games look like when PlayStation 3 first came out, The Last of Us was almost like if, like, it was hard to imagine that that was on a fucking PlayStation 3 at the time, and it looked awesome. It was a great looking game. I stood before the dais, the wormhole active before me. I should feel privileged to stand where so many others have failed, but I am left only with that sense of guilt again as I feel I have done something wrong, but I cannot think this way. I must return to my home. I enter, my voice said it would be okay. Okay. I discover. Cool. These are long missions. Or this quest line feels long. I mean, maybe I'm tripping. I cannot, I need to find an island called my ship. I'm kind of over this right now. Especially since I have to, like, get ready for work here in a little bit. There's, like, no islands. But my point with the Xbox One base versus Xbox One X comparison is how No Man's Sky will work on PS4. Oh, okay, yeah. I see what you're saying. I'll be happy if loading times and pop-in get sorted. I don't know what you're playing on, Wizard, but on PS4 Pro, I have not really seen much pop-in. I've gone back and like looked at previous streams and stuff like that, and pop-in's not really been a thing for me. Like, I'll cruise in over a planet and fly down. At least it's a lot better than it used to be. I mean, given how the game is, I would imagine there being certain levels of pop-in, but it doesn't. It is so much less than it used to be. It's not really a problem. It looks really good to me how it works. Charlie, what are you doing? What are you doing, boy? Oh man, he might need to go out. I might need to end this early. Cloud gaming will never be a thing. The bandwidth will always be an issue. I don't know, Dave Langer. I was looking into Verizon's 5G service that's coming out soon, and I think that the new generation of internet that's going to be coming out, wireless and fiber optic, I think is. I don't know enough about it to say, but I'm just saying that like when your cell phone within the next year can get gigabit download speeds over wireless transmission, um, I think that a lot of things are possible. Let's call my ship back. That's true. Not everyone has access to that type of internet. That's one of the big problems with like 4K streaming right now. Also, you're absolutely right. It's not conducive to. Not everybody has access to it. Yeah, you're 100% right. Is that John Halls? The military have 20 plus gigabits a second wireless internet. That would not surprise me. Or does not surprise me. I mean, they would need a connection like that. I mean, just with a lot of the stuff that they do, right? This is kind of what I was talking about with this planet. So there's like continents and like land masses, but tons of just ocean, which I really, really, really like. And here we've got John Hall's base. This is a base that he recovered from Atlas Rises. This is the base that was on Rainbow Sherbert, which he brought back. Maybe we'll see one of those creatures running around. Ooh, the grass poppin's really bad right now. There they go. There's just tons of these guys walking around here. Absolutely, Stark Wolf. Yesterday was fun. I wish I didn't have to take so much of a big break in between to go make those Halloween stuff for my wife. But yeah, no, that was awesome. I think you left around the time that Sword started randomly killing these cute little guys. Caldy says they look funny. They do. I don't see those kind of creatures too often though. You always see like irregular shapes, like blob creatures, and like things that don't really make a lot of sense. So it's kind of nice to see. And planets where I have seen those creatures walking around are planets that don't make sense for them to exist, like barren planets, or like where it's like how does a creature that large live in a place with no water? So on a planet that's like this, where it's like lush and has like mountains and trees and oceans and stuff like that, see those things just sort of freely walking around in a good population as well. Is pretty cool. Pretty happy with that. And I'm going to show you guys Sword's base, which is just fucking awesome. And Stark Wolf's base is right next to it. My base. Where's Swords? If he's even uploaded it. That's got to be it over there. I kind of like that angle I'm pulse driving at. That looks pretty cool. Yep, there's Swords base. Okay, we'll do a we'll just do a pass by of Stark's base. He just started building it yesterday, so he didn't get much done with it, obviously. So he's got a little square there with some stairs that are going down into the water, and he's going to be building something into the water there. And then over here we've got Swords base. Which is just badass, by the way. Like the location of it, the vantage point of this base is just sick. I love this base, particularly because of where it's at. The location's just fantastic. So, nothing's in it yet, but it's going to be a farm, ultimately. Yeah, isn't that pretty sick, Stark? Or Dave Langer, I mean. Yeah, this thing is pretty badass. Sword was putting some lights on it yesterday. Let me see if he's got them added. Yeah, so he's got some lights on there. He's going to be putting quite a few lights on it. So should be able to see that thing from on the other side of the fucking planet. Oh, we got a visitor. That is one sick base. Yeah, dude. Sword Farms, the best. All his farms are high output farms, man. I should make my base some sort of refinery to support Swords. Yeah. That would actually be a good idea. Just sort of have like a whole resource area here. Oh, he's the alpha male. He got the big shoulders. Oh, that is just too cute. And I ran off the cliff. See you, Stark. But yeah, guys, I'm going to need to take my dogs out for one last walk before I get ready for work. So I'm going to have to end this a little bit earlier than I planned. But thank you guys for stopping by and hanging out while I completed some of the new quest line for the Nautilon. with this Abyss update. I'm loving this update. I don't know if you guys have had much chance to play it, but it's been a lot of fun. I'm loving the direction the game is going, and this update is just a huge step in the right direction. It's probably my favorite update so far in terms of content. Um, it reminds me of Pathfinder. Pathfinder added a lot with like the vehicles and owning multiple ships, and they redid the terrain and all that kind of stuff. And then you had Atlas Rises, which did a lot of story stuff and base building stuff with the orbs and everything. But in terms of just the content, this has been my favorite update. I love what they did with the underwater. I love the submarine. For planetary exploration, it's exactly what I needed. It gives me something else to do besides look at mountains and trees. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So, a big fan of this update. Hope you guys are out there playing it, enjoying it. I'm probably going to cop Red Dead Redemption 2 here pretty soon. Since everybody seems to feel like it's not worth buying the ultimate version, just get the regular version. I may pick it up today while I'm at work, and might stream a little bit of that. But anyway, thanks for stopping by, guys. Take it easy. See
See
you
you
guys next
later.
time.